Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Going to give you a very thorough overview of the article here. There's a link in the description. I will mention the article is pretty short. There's perhaps more details out there. And I'm also going to mention that this is a very harrowing case. It involves the murder of 3 people and then a suicide. So it's very, very harrowing, very disturbing, very dramatic. So I'm going to let you know that we're going to go through the full details, all of the important details, certainly. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. And if you think that I am doing a half decent job on the channel, please do consider joining the membership section. I'd love to get to 10 members. If you're happy to become one of the OGs, that would be awesome. But let me give you an overview of this case. Here is the scumbag in question. His name, Austin Lee Edwards. Austin Lee Edwards. He's a Virginia state trooper, and he catfished a 15-year-old girl. Do you know what the term catfish means? Well, just in brief, it's when you pose to be someone other than who you are. So this scumbag went online and he catfished as a 17-year-old. He's not 17. I don't know how old he is, but he's certainly not 17. He posed as a 17-year-old online in order to develop a relationship with a 15-year-old girl. We don't know the name of the 15-year-old girl. Naturally, those details have been held for the girl's privacy and security. But he catfished this 15-year-old girl to the extent that he solicited nude photographs. Then he traveled to her house. He's from Virginia and he traveled, I believe, to San Bernardino. So he traveled across the country from Virginia to the Riverside home where the 15-year-old girl lives, I believe in San Bernardino. Then the scumbag Virginia state trooper killed 3 members of the 15-year-old girl's family. He shot them and killed them in the family home. Here is a picture of the mother. Her name, Brooke Winnick, 38 years of old, mother of the 15-year-old girl that the scumbag Virginia state trooper catfished, shot and killed in her family home. The 15-year-old grandparents were also shot and killed. They were found once more in the family home, dead. Their names, Mark Winnick, 69 years of age, and Cherie Winnick, 65 years of age. Then, this absolute piece of shit, psychopath, Virginia state trooper, who, by the way, should never have been hired. We'll go through that at the end. This psychopath then attempted to burn the family home down. So here is the family home. We can see that there is, I'm going to say, extensive damage. I'm also going to say, and this is a fairly trivial point, I'm going to say that it's a blessing that the house hasn't burnt down entirely. It looks like that it is salvageable. I hope that is the case. But ultimately, I think that's kind of a trivial point to an extent, or certainly pales in importance when compared to the murder of 3 family members, the grandparents and the mother. That's not the end of the tale. That's not the end of the case. This scumbag, this psychopath, Virginia state trooper Austin Lee Edwards, then kidnapped the 15-year-old girl. If I understand correctly, the article's a little light on details, as I mentioned, but if I understand correctly, there was a car chase, a law enforcement chase, I presume, a car chase, a police car chase. Following the police car chase, there was a shootout between this scumbag, Virginia state trooper Austin Lee Edwards, and San Bernardino sheriff deputies. There was a shootout. During the shootout, or perhaps rather at the end of this shootout, this psycho, the Virginia State Trooper, I'm going to say thankfully, took his own life, shot himself, killed himself, using his own service-issued gun. That's the real blessing here, that this scumbag piece of shit took his own life. Hopefully he did so with shame, recognizing the utter filth that he is, and the heinous, and some level of recognition of the heinous acts that he committed. Catfished a 15-year-old girl, solicited nude photos, went to her house, traveled around the country from Virginia to San Bernardino, shot dead the 15-year-old girl's mother, the 15-year-old girl's grandparents, set fire to the family home, took the 15-year-old girl. A car chase, a police car chase ensued, a shootout ensued. Thankfully, this guy ended it all. We're not told too many details about the 15-year-old girl. We hope, we pray that she's fine. I shouldn't say that. Those are not good words, are they? I mean, we hope and pray that she is physically safe and well. But she's not fine. She's not going to be fine. Her whole life has been utterly destroyed, just shattered beyond comprehension. Her mother killed, her grandparents killed. That poor 15-year-old girl, full support for her. I'm going to see if there's a GoFundMe. I'm going to Google that in 1 second. I'll make sure that there's a link in the description for a GoFundMe if I do find one. Another piece of information that we have within this article, which I say is pretty light on details. It's an incredibly, I'm going to use the word dramatic case. Hopefully that's not deemed an insensitive word. I do mean to be respectful at all times. Perhaps not at all times, but at most times whilst making these videos. But it is a very dramatic case, yet light on details. But this article does tell us that this scumbag should never have been hired in the first place. He failed a psychiatric evaluation in 2016. He failed a psychiatric evaluation. He had threatened to kill his father and himself at that time, 2016. He was detained at that point in time, so I guess arrested. With that, he should never have been hired. So seemingly, he was hired due to a human error. That human error has had significant consequences. Will an investigation be enacted in regards to that human error? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, I have found a GoFundMe. I'll make sure that there's a link in the description. They have a goal of $100,000, which is fairly high, but I mean, I don't know, that seems kind of understandable, to be honest. 3 family members killed, their house suffering significant damage. A 15-year-old girl, she's going to need a lot of assistance moving forward. So they have done very well so far, $88,000 raised. Dan Shea being particularly generous with a $5,000 donation. So there we go. Don't know if that's, if you guys perhaps are in a position to consider making a donation, then you know, you'll have the ability to do so. I'm going to wrap things up at this point. Of course, full condolences to all of the family members, all of those that know the victims concerned, the grandparents, Mark Winnick and Cherie Winnick, as well as the mother, 38-year-old Brooke Winnick. But of course, the 15-year-old girl herself, I mean, she's going to be, I would imagine, just emotionally, psychologically wrecked. I would imagine this is going to disrupt her in her life. Is not going to be something that she's going to be able to recover from quickly. I would imagine this is going to have a lot of serious repercussions for her. So thoughts and prayers to the 15-year-old girl. Again, the article isn't telling us too much about the girl to protect her privacy and security. It's not telling us that she, was rescued or such, safe and well. We're not told of any injuries. So my presumption is that she is found safe and well. And again, the only blessing in this case is that this piece of shit took his own life. Gonna wrap things up here. Take care.